Like, so whatever decisions which you're not sure of, you get istikhara, you do istikhara. So either if you're having a very good dream, that means it's gonna be very good business. If it's like very light dream normally going, that means you will have a bit of hurdles and this and that, but it won't be a major problem to ruin your business. You will get through it somehow. So it just depends how severe your your dreams are. So was it the positive feeling they put on? Thinking that no, whatever happens, I will survive because I had a dream, that I will keep on this business, and that's what's keeping him going.
Yeah, there's a guy in Bolivia, and he wasn't allowed to go across the border to Chile anymore because they were smuggling stuff basically, and they took his documents off him. And then my friend went to the border with him because he was kind of going to go and do this phone smuggling journey with him. And when they got to the border, they wouldn't let him cross because he didn't have the documents. And he came back, he was like, oh, it's weird, because I really dreamt it would work out okay. Let me go back in again, So he went back into the border office, and then the second time he came out with the stamp and
really?
into doing it. So,
I was watching this documentary. What really happens inside is they say that there is this force outside in the space, and it's there, and it's looking where people are attracting more. Like if you are thinking of positive, something that I want to have a good life, I want to succeed, I want to do this, I want to have a car and things like this. So that energy is somewhere in the space, it's just roaming around near the earth, and you are one person who is thinking in that way, so that link is not that clear for that energy to come to you, right? But what will happen is once you start saying those things, you will interact with the same people or with the same interest. So from one person it goes to a handful of people, and then it goes to a lump sum amount of people. So the energy is gathered together, and then the signal is much powerful. That's when the energy attracts you. And that's like you attracted that energy. It means there are other friends as well of yours in the school, but you didn't attract them.
But that's what I was going to say. Like, what if you just take out all the energy bit and the flying consciousness in the universe, and just take out, okay, this person is thinking very much about something, whatever, like business, murder, something, and maybe it's gonna happen, maybe not. And then he starts to talk about this with other people. More people get involved, things just more likely are gonna happen, So even without all the energy bit, it just works like that,
You make like this is wizards who you make like a blood sacrifice or something. You drink a dead person's blood and then have sex, and then you've attracted so much energy from the universe that you can then make anything happen, kind of thing. Maybe that would fit. There was like this sort of fascist takeover going on, I think, and they had this program, that some people were going to be eliminated, some particular races or whatever. And they were there in uniforms, and there were all these people rushing everywhere. If I have nightmares, my little sister's usually there, because this is even worse than something dreadful happening to you. Is someone dreadful happening to someone who you're meant to be looking after. So I was kind of saying to her, no, just escape, just go away. And she wouldn't go, and I was trying to make her leave. And I eventually did in all this chaos, and then I went to go and talk to the people who were in charge of this fascist takeover, and they were trying to sort of seduce me into coming into it as, in the sort of ideas way. Like as a kind of intellectual thing. And I was thinking, how can I make them go along with this without like how far can I be pretending to go along with this to kind of escape nightmares?
Yeah, I like nightmares.
The power of nightmares.
I have fun with them. Especially if I'm alone, then I try to not have nightmares, because I know I'm lonely, I'm alone. But if I'm occupied, I go for nightmares. I love nightmares. If I will, because it's something. Nightmares is one thing that you don't wanna be in there, but you are in there, and that's the dream. The dream you dream is like what your daily life been gone about. You dream in that way. You dream of what movie you watched or something which is happening, which is you always thinking is in your subconsciousness. That comes out as a dream. But nightmare is something that is there and you didn't choose it. It's not in your daily life or something like this, but it is happening. then that's something unusual. And why it's there, that makes a big question. Why is it there? Is it trying to communicate? Is it trying to tell you something? Why is it just happening? Why this kind of dream? So many questions, means, and well, basically you never find out the answer what happens. That's what dreams about anyways. But yes, so that's why I do like nightmares, and especially like, because it's like a detective kind of a story. You play with yourself, solving the mystery. Why did it happen to me, and why this way?
Do you remember any particular one you learned something from?
No, as I told you, there was one. It wasn't like a nightmare. It was suffocation. It was like a room with maze. The doors you open, the more door comes, and there are doors everywhere. Like as soon as you enter the room, there are 4 doors, and which door to open? Then you will open one door, then again 4 doors. So it was like a maze, and I think, I don't know, but I was getting very sweaty, and heartbeats were faster when I woke up, because I suddenly like got in shock, and I just woke up. And
but the dream was a train that never ended, and I couldn't find the toilet inside the train, and I'm raining inside the train, and it ended with me opening the door of the train and in movement starting to piss from the train out, and feeling, fuck, I'm getting all wet, man. This is this is not smart. The wind is coming back, and then I wake up and
but which is always imposed upon them, because you see like an actual little girl who's not socialised yet, like 1 or 2 years old little girl, they're really fucking tough. They don't stand back from the little boys. They get stuck in. This is kind of
so I think nightmares is something that body tries to communicate when there is something wrong with the body.
As soon as you start controlling dreams, you start to be interesting towards the spirit world. So they try to trick you and to lure you into their realm, and to give you immortality, to keep your soul, to keep your goodies, to keep
traits and
perception is a trait. According, after a couple of days, I had this dream that my grandmother took me on a little ride. She basically used me to visit all the people that she wanted to visit what I got from was perception is landed, meaning what I wanted to do was never fall asleep again. I woke up like I will never fall asleep again. I just got raped. I felt fucking raped. I felt like completely just bent down and used.
Why is it such a bad thing though?
No, it was by my grandmother, because in that one night in my life, I was lucky. It was my grandmother that took me. All the other nights is everybody else that takes me. Of course,
I mean,
it's all the old.
They have special rights, I think that they're standing over you.
If I don't fall asleep, it's like a game. Like if I don't fall asleep, I'm not giving them their supplies,
What do they do for us? I think that the grandmas in particular are very sort of particular kinds of beings. Like my sister, when she was on the life support machine that I mentioned earlier, that when she was fighting not to be on it, she was trying to just breathe by herself, and she was breathing very, very, very fast for a very long time, and they were just trying to see how long she could keep it up without dying of exhaustion. And she fell asleep for a few moments at one point, and then she woke up and told my mother, I dreamt, our grandma was helping me to breathe. So they're there, they're there helping us. Like the energy from the spiritual world can be channeled, in positive ways back to us as well. I mean, particularly through figures like grandmas who are basically, dead but look after us still, because, so if sometimes then they take something back, and why not? But I don't think just any old spirit can do it. They can fight stuff. Like when we were in that house in La Paz, which I said was kind of haunted, and we just when you were between being asleep and being awake, in those few seconds where sometimes you wake up and you've just kind of quickly dreamt something. Yeah. But the dreams that we'd have there were always like, in those few seconds, it was like torture and mutilation and really weird, dreadful images that, were never in my head before at that kind of time. And the same thing would happen to my boyfriend there as well. And you'd wake up really shocked. Anyway, I think that there were sort of these sort of presences in the house, and afterwards we found out that it had been like a site for the Spanish Inquisition and so on, and most people were afraid of this street in the city. We sort of found this out later, but...
now I can't breathe in my dreams, and my chest is getting heavy, and I can't breathe, and so I tried to break out from that dream, and now I'm a reality. I'm awake, kind of thing. I can say that I'm awake. I'm feeling my body, and still I can't stand up. I can't get up from the bed. And someone is like sitting on me and pushing my chest down. And slowly, I tried to open my eyes because it was like the whole body is paralyzed, kind of thing. And slowly, when I opened my eyes, I seen some kind of lady, like a ring thingy, sitting on me and pressing me down.
Really?
Yeah. And in 5 seconds, so many things went in my head, and I just thought in 5 seconds that either do or die, kind of thing. Means you are in such a situation that you just have to do something. And I forced myself to stand up, like get on the couch somehow, and I was alright. I just stood up, looked around, sat down, had a cigarette again, and then I thought, oh, okay, it's cold outside. There's no way I can fight with this thing, or whatever the thing is there. I'm just gonna go sleep because I'm really knackered and I just wanna go sleep.
Like when I went to sleep, I'd sort of see all these presences around us that I didn't like, and I can kind of create a sort of force field and repel them, you know, and like create this around the two of us so we can sleep peacefully. And he'd sleep okay after that.
Oh, this house is haunted. Whoever sleeps in this house will get 10,000 rupees. So one guy goes, okay, I'll sleep in the house. I'll go and I'll stay in the house.
And does he believe it's haunted? Or
He does believe it's haunted or something. And when he went in, he was dead. Next day, next day he was literally dead. You know. Yes, and before the ambulance, when the ambulance came and they found that he's dead, oh, there's really something haunted in the house and all these things. And then when they took him for the autopsy, they found out that the lung was full of carbon dioxide because the house was closed for such a long time. No ventilation, no proper oxygen, dusty. So it made carbon dioxide inside the house, and literally he suffocated and he died.
But why?
The point of the story was, if he didn't have shared that dream with that guy at that particular time, you know what, like, he would have really become a king. But he did share that dream, so he died. So my friend was in a trauma that he has to make sure that this dream, should I say or not say it. So he...
Because there are, like, some people feel more than others, that is for sure, like other things. Like, that's why some people think all of this conversation is bogus, while others think, oh, this makes so much sense. So, and it's not just experiences, it's like an inner thing. So,
Be different kinds of dreams, I suppose.
Some of them, they say, oh, you're dreaming something unexpected, it never happened in your life, or you didn't do anything like this before, but still you dreamed about it. Maybe it's from your previous life.
and there they go.
You know, so they believe in life after that kind of thing, or maybe you're reborn again. You know?
So maybe like different lives, or whatever, can sit in people as well as sit in places, and you can enter different times.
And then the other thing is, say, one face will be at least twice in the world. There will be two persons of the same face in the world, or maybe 3 or 4. Say twin brother or triplets. They will be. Some of them, they are like really look alike. You can't differentiate like who is who. You know, same birthmarks, and they have some kind of communication between them, like telepathy or understanding, or one cries so the other one cries as well. If one is moving hand, the other one's moving hand. That signal bound is there somewhere. You know, and people like what about their dreams? Do they actually share one dreams, or
can you dream in the same space as someone else?
You know, so that's how they take it as, okay, so maybe your previous life is trying to connect with your present life. Yeah, so people made out too many kind of I don't know, philosophies on dreams.
Fairy
So
tales.
there is never a correct answer. The more you get in, the more deep shit it gets. Yeah.
Fair play.
Come true. This is what you wanna be. Or I watched the Superman movie. Now I'm too good to be like the Superman.
I can just be embellishing.
If I see a burning building and the fire extinguishers going and everything, and then from here I'm thinking, oh,